Brought to us by Full Moon, Puppet Master is one of those horror series that maybe not everyone's seen, but you've definitely heard of. It may not be a Halloween or Friday the 13th, but this franchise is a staple of video stores, and one of the kings of low-budget B-movies, turned desperate couch-surfing buddy who refuses to stop popping up from time to time. With 15 movies out and a 16th on the way, I decided it was time to sit down and watch this franchise from start to finish, and today I'm ranking them all from worst to best. Now let's get started. Coming in dead last at number 15, we have 2004 spin-off Puppet Master vs. Demonic Toys. A sci-fi TV movie and the red-headed stepchild of the Puppet Master franchise, this crossover, declared uncanonical by Charles Band, sees two living members of the Toulon family use their living puppets to take down an evil CEO and her killer toys. Why? Because she made a deal with a demon to take over the world, at least after she had Toulon blood or something. It's a really dumb movie, and everything about it is just a waste of time. Different things are rushed, it's all over the place, and the dolls look cheaper than they do in the Axis movies. Now the budget isn't necessarily a con, but when they look this bad, ugh.
Congratulations on your legacy.
Now for the movie that should have been last. At number 14, we have Puppet Master: The Legacy. This is a film I refer to as the Clip Show episode, and it's literally just a recap of the first 6 movies. It's all pieced together by Peter, a now grown-up version of the boy Toulon brought with him from Germany, and for some reason this crazy lady is threatening to kill him if he doesn't share the Toulon secrets. It's pretty dumb, and a serious waste of time, especially if you've already seen the others. It literally adds nothing. Coming in at that unlucky number 13, we have Puppet Master: Axis Rising. It's the second entry in the Axis trilogy, or, quadrilogy, since the Blade spin-off is just another Axis sequel, but we'll get into that shortly. This movie is a middle Axis film, and sees the heroes from the last movie survive and chill for a bit while an evil Nazi man and his evil Nazi femdom bully a scientist slave into working on a way to animate the dead, using a zombie machine, and some of the puppet juice that they acquired from capturing Tunneler at the end of Axis of Evil. It's really uninteresting, and I hated the annoying Nazi characters as well as the recasted good guys Danny and Beth. Plus, the puppets did very little in this, just like in all of the Axis movies. I'm sure some people can find enjoyment out of these ones, but they're just not for me. In my opinion, Puppet Master's at its best when it's not focused on Nazi zombies. Up next, we have the first spin-off, Blade: The Iron Cross. This movie is literally just a sequel to Axis Termination. They even bring back the same main character, so I'm not exactly sure why this is called a spin-off and not just a main entry. But anyway, this movie sees a psychic girl from Termination work on getting to the bottom of some murders. You see, the Nazis are, get this, working on creating zombies. Eventually the Nazis want her, so they can use her psychic brain power to power their evil space laser cannon, but Blade saves the day by blowing up the place. What can I really say? It's boring, uninteresting, and for some reason the only puppet they chose to use was Blade, and it wouldn't have been half as bad if it wasn't the damn Big Jaw Blade. The guy looks like he'd be the skull of Bruce Campbell or something. Though not as hateable, at number 11 we have Retro Puppet Master. I was really looking forward to this one. I mean, it's the origins of the first Toulon puppets. I thought it'd be really cool, but instead we get a partial origin of the original puppets, but with a main focus on young French Andre getting his powers from a wizard after stealing them from some sorcerers and an ancient Egyptian demon lord. After that happens, the demon lord sent 3 hitmen mummies to hunt him down. It was incredibly boring. It doesn't even finish the story of the retro puppets. At the very least we should have seen them get put out of commission or something, but whatever. I mean, it opened on Blade finding one of the retro damaged heads. You'd think Andre would have answered that question, why it was damaged, why it's, dead. But whatever, moving on. On to the second third of this list. At number 10 we have 2022 spin-off Dr. Death. This entry sees the retro puppet of Dr. Death run around killing people at a nursing home until eventually stopping when he's confronted by his great-great-granddaughter, who tells him she wants to help him find his friends. It's a pretty pointless movie, but hey, at least it's a nice segue into hopefully good prequels. It's supposedly set in the 90s after Puppet Master 2, and though sure, I would have at least liked an explanation as to why Dr. Death is so insane, I guess I'm fine with knowing Full Moon is moving on from the Nazi stuff, and that we may get more lore in films featuring retro puppets. I mean, the main con I had with Retro is that it's pretty boring and really doesn't finish the story it started. But hey, we might get it now, I mean, maybe. It's sad that really the only good thing I can say about this movie is its ending teases possibly good films, and that's what I liked. That's all I really liked.
Curse of the Puppet Master.
Coming in at number 9, we have Curse of the Puppet Master, which in my opinion is the beginning of the decline. Sure, none of these movies have been anything amazing, but you can feel it really starting to go downhill with this one. So Curse is about a man who bought the puppets at an auction. I don't know why, it's never explained. He wants to make living puppets, and so he hires a local moron tank to make one. I say moron, I probably shouldn't have said that. I feel like the character is depicted as a stereotypical caricature of someone who is intellectually disabled, or at least really socially awkward or something. Anyway, the majority of the movie is literally just him carving a wooden puppet, and at the end, the crazy guy straps Tank to a table, transfers the young man's soul into a puppet he made, which is a metal tank-like thing with a screen, and then Tank kills him. The only thing I liked about this movie that I can recall anyway, is this one scene of Tunneler and Blade walking up to that one guy who's working out. Blade shanks him before Tunneler drills him in the balls. I mean, that was kind of amusing. Other than that, I mean, it was pointless and a really random installment. At number 8, we have the first part of the Axis series. So this movie takes place the very moment before and after Toulon's death. We watch as the young man takes the puppet trunk from what looks like a murder scene, and after getting home, he and the puppets discover a Nazi and Japanese plot to blow up a bomb plant, and they work together to stop it. This entry very much so feels like the opening to a trilogy. It's slow, boring, and has very little cool puppet stuff. Sure, it's got some nice kills and camera work, but watching this movie on its own would be like watching the cold open of a movie that ends in the least interesting way possible. And to be quite honest, if I rewatched this movie after watching all the rest, specifically the rest of the Axis series, it's possible it could even rank lower. I mean, it's pretty bad, and the other ones ain't nothing special. Coming in at number 7 is the final installment in the Axis series, Axis Termination. This one opens by killing off Danny and Beth, for some reason. And then we follow around a small group of psychics capable of using magic similar to the Force from Star Wars. They go to battle with psychic Nazis, and in the end, the little person good guy kills the evil Nazi magician, and the soldier working with the good guys defeats the other Nazi using the power of American. It's dumb, but slightly more entertaining than the other ones. At number 6, we have a breath of fresh air, a much appreciated reboot, Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich. Now normally when a reboot changes things this much, I'd hate it, but to be honest, I loved this movie for trying something different. Though not my favorite, clearly as is ranked number 6, it's definitely an enjoyable slasher type movie that you'd only watch for mindless kills. This entry sees the dead Nazi Andre Toulon bring to life his army of puppet soldiers he crafted in order to eliminate all those he deemed inferior. It's gory, twisted, and sadly ends on a cliffhanger. I say sadly because that's a sequel I actually would have wanted to see. When it comes to horror, I can enjoy a mindless kill movie, and I think this movie did a good job at being just that.
Puppet Master 5.
And coming in at number 5, we have Puppet Master Part 5, The Final Chapter. This film is a direct continuation of Part 4, and sees the puppets working to take down the ancient Egyptian demon lord Sutekh, after they've killed his sorcerer followers in the previous movie. This movie does have one large con though, that being that this easily could have just been 20 minutes slapped onto the end of Part 4. It feels incredibly drawn out, and actually Part 4 and 5 were intended to be a theatrical Puppet Master film, but for whatever reason, Charles Band decided to do it the Full Moon way, and split them up, because milking shit. Why not? On the bright side though, it still has its fun puppet stuff, which easily make up for the bullshit padding, plus it doesn't ruin Part 4 at all. Actually, Part 4 could have ended where it does, and to be honest, nothing of value would be lost.
Puppet Master 2.
At the number 4 spot, we have Puppet Master 2. This sequel is actually a legit sequel, and takes place sometime after part 1. Here we see the puppets reanimate the corpse of Andre Toulon, hopeful that he'll go to work on more serum to keep them alive. Ultimately, things don't go as planned, and after Andre becomes obsessed with a young woman doing work at the inn, he tries to kidnap her, and force her to live with him forever in a human-sized puppet, only to wind up being killed by those who'd brought him back to life. The only real con that I have is that I wasn't a big fan of the Andre in this movie. It's got its slow moments, but ultimately though, it's a pretty fun sequel.
The Puppet Master.
Finally, entering the top 3, we have 1989's Puppet Master. It's a pretty basic late 80s horror flick, and it follows a group of psychics staying at the inn, hoping to find the secrets of the Puppet Master. Once they're there, they get picked off one by the puppets, and once their supposedly dead friend Neil reveals himself to be alive, along with telling them he has plans to, do the whole world domination thing, the puppets put him down. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Surprised that it spawned a currently 15-part franchise, but still, it's worth the watch.
Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge.
At the number 2 spot, we have Puppet Master 3. This is the first prequel, and boy is it a good one. This one follows the life of Andre Toulon, as he tries to escape Nazi Germany while being hunted down. You see, the Nazis don't like that he has an anti-Hitler act in his puppet show, and so after killing his wife and capturing him, Toulon escapes their custody with the help of his puppets. And from there, it's one long chase, with Andre hiding and working on bringing his wife back, and the genius Dr. Hess working on bringing the dead back, using Toulon's magical formula. This movie is so much fun. It introduces Guy Rolfe's Andre Toulon, the great character of Dr. Hess played by Ian Abercrombie, and tells the origins of Leechwoman and Blade, along with some really cool puppet moments, and the debut of Six Shooter. It's just a lot of fun.
Puppet Master 4.
And ranking in the number 1 spot, we've got Puppet Master 4. I love Part 3, but I think Part 4 perfectly captures everything great about this series, specifically in regards to the puppets. This installment sees the Demon Lord Sutekh send his minions to the Bodega Bay Inn, in the form of tiny little monsters called totems. The totems invade the inn to find and kill the puppets, in order to take back the magic that was stolen from them. It has a lot of fun puppet action, and features the debut of Decapitron. Maybe not my favorite puppet, but a cool one nonetheless. Puppet Master 3 was a fun flick with story and lore. Puppet Master 4 is just a fun puppet action flick. I don't know how many people would rank this as one of the best, and again, story-wise, Part 3 is the best, but Part 4 is just pure puppet entertainment, and I had a lot of fun with it. There you have it, that's been my personal ranking of the entire Puppet Master franchise, all 15 currently released movies. No, it's not the best horror franchise out there. As you can see, I pretty much only enjoyed 6 of them, and even then, I only really loved 2 of them. But hey, it's Full Moon. No hate to Charles Band, but you shouldn't have expectations of any kind when it comes to a film made by him, or just any movie by Full Moon. Anyway, I'd love to hear your ranking or opinions down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Have a nice day.
Looking for more horror fun?
You're goddamn right.
Then check out the VHS comic book series, a parody of the horror genre that follows the lives of 3 teens as they fight to survive a horror movie, where every day is loaded with blood, boobs, and buds. The first 2 issues can be found in the description below.
I was obsessed with the VHS.